Hello there! Welcome to the world of Pokemon. This is a place where you can go on adventures at the mere age of 10 years old, by yourself, leaving your home behind with no worries or big consequences whatsoever, with only the focus of challenging the Pokemon League and becoming the champion of the region, while saving the world in the process. No big deal. Oh, well, you probably already know where this is going, since this is a Pokémon Nuzlocke. When comparing to a normal Pokemon game, if your Pokemon faints, it doesn't fight again. That's really it. There are no second chances for anyone. Since Pokemon Ruby's release for the Game Boy Advance all the way back in the early 2000s, Pokemon has been a part of my life, with more than 1,000 hours of gameplay and adventures. You could probably call me a Pokemon veteran, but despite that, I never once tried a Nuzlocke challenge before. That changes today. Here's all the rules for this challenge. Also, this hardcore Nuzlocke will take place in Pokemon Emerald, not Kaizo. But there's a twist, that being... the game will be played in Japanese. That's right, all of it. And let me clarify, at this point in time of recording this video, I don't know anything about Japanese. I don't know how to speak, write or read. One of the few things I know to say in Japanese is Nihongo eta desu. I guess this challenge just became a little more difficult, but not impossible. We begin with the professor introducing himself and asking for our name. Most likely that's what he said. We introduce ourselves. We shrink size, wake up on the back of a truck, and arrive at our new house with our mother. We smash the clock in our bedroom to make it work and have permission to leave the house so we can meet our new neighbors. We go outside the town and the professor is in danger by a low-level Zigzagoon. To save him, we have to make a choice between 3 starters. We choose the Grass-type Trico. With the newly acquired Pokemon, we defeat the little Zigzagoon and save Professor Birch's life. Instead of a reward, he then asks us to go look for his daughter and do his parent job for him. But before that, we name our starter. We find May and have our first rival battle. As expected, she goes for the type advantage and chooses the Fire-type Torchic. We win and teach her a lesson that even if you have the type advantage, doesn't mean you always win. Back at the lab, finally receive Pokeballs and set out on the road to become the champion of Owen. We got our Route 101 and 103's encounters. They have names now. Next comes the battle against the legendary youngster Joey and some other kids. We meet our father at the gym that for some reason was absent and didn't help us moving our stuff to a new house. I'm sure he had a good reason. After that, Wally arrives and we teach him how to subscribe to the channel. How to catch a Pokemon. He succeeds and we give him a thumbs up, he deserves it. Rods are like what, 5% chance to encounter? And he did it on his first try. Lucky bastard. Moving on our journey, we get 2 more encounters. Very good ones, I must say. Oh, the Zigzagoon didn't survive because I didn't play around my crit range.
Always got to be mindful of your crit range, your Pokemon's crit ranges, and your enemy's crit ranges. If you want to be a consistent Nuzlocke, if you want to beat the harder games with the harder rule sets, you're going to have to get a feeling for these damage ranges. And that's like the #1 tip, honestly, for getting better at Nuzlockes, is just...
Yeah, I know. I forgot about it. It's too late now. We then save this man from a blue gang sailor guy that really likes the ocean and doesn't like IGN because there isn't enough water. Another encounter and we arrive at the first gym leader. While preparing for Roxanne, I noticed that I couldn't read the abilities of my Pokemon. What a surprise. Well, the rules don't say I can't look up what abilities the Pokemon have in Gen 3. Let's set that exception. I'll look them up after the first gym battle. And yes, the nature is also important, but I will focus on the stats. It's not like I can change the nature in this game anyways. But enough about that. Now is the time for battle. From my memory, I remember Roxanne having a Geodude level 12 and a Nosepass at level 14-15. And so the plan was to lead with Spore that was holding a Quick Claw, to use Leech Seed and Absorb on Geodude, and have as much HP as possible for the Nosepass. After, it would paralyze it, Leech Seed and switch to Trico to use Bullet Seed and end the fight. The other Pokemon, except the ones with wings, have Oran Berries. If something goes wrong, we'll sacrifice Wingull to make cheap damage, enough so that Trico can end the fight. But things didn't go as expected. Roxanne had 3 Pokemon, and not 2. I may have mixed it up with Brock from Fire Red. Oh well. Is it necessary to change plans? Maybe not. We'll continue with the original plan, but with 2 Geodudes instead of 1. But another unexpected thing happened. Spore level up and learn Mega Drain. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Thank God developers didn't change the description of Absorb Mega Drain. And with this we sweep the other Geodude and Nosepass, but it wasn't too bad, because we won without casualties. Maybe I worried too much? Nah, better be prepared than not be. We got the badge and a TM. After that we leave the gym to rescue this man's Pico from the previous Aquagang Sailor guy. He lost. Returning to Rustboro, we receive a package to be delivered to this rich man's grandson. And look at that, time for the second rival battle. We win, no problem. Next, we meet again with Captain, the retired sailor, and his Pico. He offered us a ride on his boat to cross the ocean, for helping him before, and we gladly accepted. We arrive to an island, encounter a tentacle, but it dies. Entering the island's cave, we found a Sableye, another option for the second gym. Then, at the end of this cave, we meet with Steven Stone. We give him his grandpa stuff and receive a new TM. Now, we prepare to face Brawly, the fighting type gym leader. If I'm not wrong, he has a Machop, a Meditate, and a Makuhita. Like the last gym fight, everyone gets ready with almost maximum XP, so it can level up right after the first Pokemon. Since the level cap will increase when the fight starts, we can and should take advantage of that. And with that, our plan is to use Mictiena's Intimidate to lower Machop's attack. Since Machop has a move that is super effective against Dark-type Pokemon, we switch to Sableye to avoid taking damage. We do some chip damage with Astonish and get a lucky flinch. With that, we switch to Beautify, and Machop uses Bulk Up. He may have forgot about this move, but it didn't matter, he gets wiped. In fact, Meditate also gets wiped out in one move. And Makuhita barely survived the gust and was knocked on the second attack. That's the second badge. Wow, Beautify really deserves an MOP for this. What was I so worried about? I should have just started with her from the beginning, and probably didn't even to do all this. Oh well. Going to the next destination, we get to Slatterport City. Battle some trainers, visit a museum, fight more Aqua Troopers, catch an Oddish, and keep walking north to the next city, but not before our third rival battle. I remember as a kid that this was one of the most difficult battles in the game. Our Wingull was easy, the problem was the Combusken. My plan was to use Wingull to sweep her first two Pokemon, but the Fire Chicken survived two wing attacks and put my bird on crit range with Quick Attack. Since I didn't want to sacrifice any Pokemon, I was forced to switch and change the plan. I would use Intimidate to lower Combusken's attack and bait the double kick on the switch to Sableye to finish it for good. But that did not happen at all. For some reason, the AI used Ember instead of the double kick, which was super effective against Mictiena. And because of that, Sableye almost died. This was not expected. I switched again to Mictiena, thinking of the Intimidate, and it uses another Ember. I'll admit, I was hasty here. Why did it use Ember before? Did it thought it would do more damage? Wait, Blaze! Of course! I forgot about that completely. At this moment, Combusken can one-hit KO my entire team and cost me this run. So there's only one option. Sacrifice. To prevent the worst outcome, Mictiena took one for the team in hopes we can reach higher heights and complete the journey. Grovyle followed with a quick attack and finished the battle. Lesson learned. Always try to account for the opponent's abilities. It will make a difference. Moving forward, we reach the third gym city. A man gives us a bike, free of charge. We meet up again with Wally, who wants to have dreams and become the best trainer. So we crush him and teach him the reality of this world. Another Pokemon joins our team, some Pokemon evolve. With that, we prepare to battle Watson. From what I remember, he has 3 Pokemon, a Voltorb, a Scary Magneton and Manectric. This won't be easy. Most times in the past, Watson was always a problem for me. Let's see how it goes. We start off with... Wait, he asked for Pokemon? Not 3? Let's see, it's probably an Electrike. If I forgot about it, then it shouldn't be a problem. As I was saying, we lead with Lodret to prevent the use of Voltorb's Sonic Boom, since it has the soundproof ability. That was not a good idea. You see, Lodret has a terrible defense, both physical and special. I even checked it before the fight and compared it to the rest of the team, but didn't account that Lodret would miss a Supersonic. Yes, it has a 55% chance to hit, but until now both my Wingull and Big Mouth never missed one before. I thought maybe this was some kind of bug from the Japanese version, but I was wrong. and after switching Pokemon while putting Voltorb to sleep, Grovyle cleaned this mess, took care of Electrike, used Screech on Magneton to weaken its defense for Breloom. The problem is that I didn't want for Breloom to lose HP and risking dying to Manectric, since this would probably be Sonic Boom, so we sacked Lodred. Sorry buddy. Breloom then destroyed Magneton, and was able to defeat Manectric. Thank God for Leech Seed and Mega Drain. The third batch is ours. Let's keep moving to the fourth batch. We go north and say nope to this family. We get more encounters. Purposefully skip the Meteor Falls encounter for now. The grunts from the red team run for it, as the mighty Archie, the father of the sea, approaches. Having a common goal, we join forces to stop Team Magma from blowing up a volcano. We prepare, take a cable car, arrive at the summit, fight some grunts, and find the boss of Team Magma himself, Maxi. Playing around his mighty and his intimidate, we use Gloom to take it and put him to sleep for a free switch to Breloom. Maxi switches for a Zubat, a good play to save his Pokemon, but ultimately futile. We beat Zubat, then finish off Mightyena. Now his ace Camerupt is up. We switch to Gyarados and Azumarill and finish the battle. Team Magma retreats and we go on to get the 4th gym badge. Flannery is the gym leader. Let me see if I remember well. She has 4 Pokemon: Numel, Slugma, Camerupt, and her ace, Torkoal. But before the battle, while choosing the team we'll use, I noticed that Spoink could have 2 abilities, Own Tempo and Thick Fat. But how can I know which one it was? What would Einstein, Isaac Newton and Da Vinci do in this situation? Well, it's actually super easy, barely an inconvenience. Because we have a Spinda, and since it always has Own Tempo, we can compare it with Spoink that can share the same ability. If the writing is different, the ability is different. From that we know that Spoink has Thick Fat, which is another ability that Azumarill can have. Doing another comparison, we confirm that Azumarill has huge power. Not bad. And now we're ready for the gym fight. For this battle, use a pre-burned Guts Machoke for the first 3 Pokemon, and switch on Torkoal. At least that was the original plan. But I forgot to teach Machoke Bulk Up before the gym battle, and now I wasn't sure you could 1KO Camerupt. Didn't know which move the enemy Pokemon would use. Because I didn't want to lose Machoke, we had to learn, adapt and overcome by bringing Azumarill a little earlier than expected. Camerupt goes down, Torkoal arrives. As expected, it gives troubles to my team, but in the end, we managed to beat it and overcome this obstacle. With no casualties in this fight, the 4th badge is ours. When leaving town we receive new goggles, and now we are in the desert. We find a Mirage Sand Tower, we climb it and have to make a choice between 2 fossils. Well, I like both Lilip and Anorith, and even if I wanted to choose, I don't know which is which, so I chose the left one. Going back to Rustboro City, we revive the fossil, and it's a Lilip. Nice! Since we're here, time to challenge our father's gym. From memory, he has 4 Pokemon, in Lanoon, Vigoroth, and 2 Slackings. For this one, Machoke is already pre-burned to deal with the first 2 Pokemon. The last 2 will use Sableye. I don't remember these Slackings to have a counter for ghost types, so this should be a piece of a delicious cake. Oh, no Lanoon, it's a Spinda. Well, I guess I confused the teams again. Let's use a Karate Chop. Oh, forgot that's the bulk up. Wait, it knows a psychic attack? At least it doesn't do that much damage. We can finish him in the next one. Unless the Quick Claw doesn't activate and Spinda's non-crit Psywave confuses Machoke, making it itself, and the burning does the rest. Ah, now I feel it. The pain. The pain from a mistake that gets an important Pokemon killed. I'll have my revenge, father. You'll see! And with that said, we send out Breloom. Goodbye, Spinda. Never come back. Father then sends Vigoroth. He dies in 2 hits. Now it's Linoon. No crit from Slash, and Linoon is down. Finally, it's Slacking's turn. And the strategy is simple. Use Sableye when he attacks and switch to Gyarados when he can't, to reduce his attack to the minimum. Everything was going fine, until he used a feint attack. No crit, but it was scary. And with that, and more patience, Slacking is defeated, and so is Father. Now, go home and make some lunch. You have been absent long enough. Now we have access to surf, but first we need to catch a boat and go to... Captain? Captain? Where are you? Hello? Are you hiding in this spot? Trying to make a prank? Okay, you got me. Come out now. Did I did something wrong? I'm sorry I wasn't good enough. Please, come back. Let's go to the sea and have more adventures. I see, you're gone. I will always remember the days where you chased your Pico in this hut. Great times. I'll make sure to win and become the champion in your honor. Farewell, Captain. You were more a father to me than my father ever was. I will never forget this. May the seas be with you. But enough about that. We have surf. Check this out. Ah, god damn it. That's my favorite song when surfing. Oh well, with this we catch our 105 encounter and proceed to the next gym. On the way, Watson gives us a key for a storage room or something. We catch a new Pokemon and Thunderbolt. Nice. Look, it's Steven, out of nowhere. Team Aqua too. Guess now they are our enemies again. Or more like pushovers. For now at least. After saving the Weather Institute, the rival approaches us for another battle. It's a breeze. We arrive to the town of Trees, where the 6th gym is. We catch an Epsilon next route. Pretty cool. We meet Steven again, fight a Kecleon, and return to the trees for the 6th gym battle. Wainuna, the flying type Pokemon gym leader. From what I remember, she has 4 Pokemon. A Skymory, a Pelipper, Swallow, and an Altaria that has both the moves Earthquake and Dragon Dance. Very dangerous. I'll never forget this. We have a strategy. Use our Magneton to wipe out every Pokemon except the Altaria. Let's see, first we know that she actually has 5 Pokemon, an extra Swablu. Not a problem, everything should go as expected. Or not, because Altaria is here. Oh boy, I did not expect that already. Knowing that she's going for an Earthquake, we have to switch. And after some consideration, we go for Gyarados. Being part Flying type, it doesn't get damaged. So now we try to go for a Flinch Bite and see how much damage it does. It does very little damage, does not flinch, and on top of that, she uses Dragon Dance, the worst possible outcome for us. If this keeps up, she can one-shot my entire team and cost me the run. So we only have one option. Use Dragon Rage and hope that Altaria does not attack us. That's true Dragon Dances. 3. Potion. 4. Come on, don't attack. 5. Yes! We did it! Let's go! Then the rest, Magneton takes care of it. And the 6th badge is ours. It's over. The journey continues. After that, we go to the next city, pass by some Aqua Grants on the way, try to enter the Safari Zone, catch a new Pokemon, and go to the Pokemon Cemetery to lose your starter. Oh yeah, Grovyle is dead. In the most dumb way possible. I was in autopilot mode, thinking everything was fine. And it happened. One mistake. One slip-up. He was supposed to be in the Hall of Fame, by my side when winning the Pokemon League. But now, he will stay in the cemetery and rest. I thought this would only happen to other people. Sorry son, I failed you. I'll make sure that something like this never happens again. No distractions. And so we acquire a new companion on the way to the top of this mountain, destroy Aqua Grants with Swallow, and hear Archie's dream about this world not having enough water. With that done, we return to the city and face our rival for another battle. For some reason, May is blocking the entrance for this building. Really selfish on her part. So let's teach her one last lesson. Done. Finally understanding the difference between our power, she returns home. After this, we fight Team Magma, who wants to awake Groudon and increase landmass. We beat them again, but they ran away. My apologies, I thought I was recording this part, but I wasn't. No casualties occur at least. Now it's Team Aqua's turn. They steal a submarine, we follow them to their hideout and beat up this buff dude. But Archie escapes, so we chase him. On the way, we stop in Moss Deep City to challenge the 7th gym, but before that, we get 2 new Pokemon. Now it's time to face the twins, Tate and Liza. It's a double battle. They have 4 Pokemon in total, I think. A Claydol, Xatu, Lunaton, and Solrock. Usually I use Sceptile for this battle. Oh well, time to execute the plan, but I wasn't sure which one it should be. I thought of using Double Blizzard with Azumarill and Celio, but then remembered Psychic Pokemon have more special defense. So instead I went with Absol and a damaged Tentacruel. The reason is so that the Absol would not be targeted by the other Pokemon and be able to set up Sword Dance and win the battle.
If the enemy AI in Pokemon sees a kill in a double battle, it will always go for that killing move. So I can use Pokemon that the AI sees a kill on to bait it into attacking one side of the field, while the other side does uncontested damage.
But I did not account for Claydol to have Earthquake. A thought crossed my mind at this moment. Maybe this is the end? How did I not think this could be a possibility? Well, too late for that. We need to adapt to this new situation. To not lose tempo, Tentacruel has to be sacrificed in order to win this battle. Good thing we equipped Absol with his Citrus Berry. The objective now is to deal with Claydol first, since he is the bigger threat. We'll also use Cradili to confuse the other Pokemon, while Absol deals damage. Trying to go for a crit here, it fails. Goodbye, Absol. You were an amazing... Oh my god! You survived! This is insane! It's not over yet. We still have a chance. We have to risk again for a potion and keep attacking. It's a crit! We'll take it. With that, Absol finishes Claydol and we switch Cradili to Sableye. And here comes Solrock. We'll save Absol and use Celio. Solrock goes for a Solar Beam. Not good. It will do a lot of damage to Celio. Xatu uses Sunny Day, but it's too late as Celio uses Hail. After that, with the help of Quick Claw, Sableye attacks first Solrock and gets a crit. Bye bye! Now Lunaton comes in. But before he does anything, Xatu kills Celio with his Psychic. You did great, soldier. We won't forget you. To get revenge, Sableye defeats him after that. Now it's a 2v1. While Lunaton did put up a fight for a couple minutes, we managed to beat it in the end and claim the 7th badge. Without a doubt, the hardest fight until now. Just glad it's over and we didn't lose more than 2 Pokemon. And with that out of the way, we go to the Pokemon Center. Notice Team Magma trying to take over the space station, so we have to rescue the astronauts now. We beat some grunts and find Maxie once again. But wait, we're not alone this time. Steven is here too. With his help, we win the battle fairly easy. And now only Team Aqua is left. And after fighting them in an underwater cave where Kyogre stands, Archie appears and tries to stop us from catching the legendary Pokemon. The battle was faster than expected. Our Magneton swept his team like it was nothing. And from the humiliation, Archie couldn't stand it and made Kyogre go rampage. Dude, now we have an apocalypse in our hands. Both Groudon and Kyogre are making the weather go crazy in both extremes, and they're fighting Sootopolis City. Just great. There we go to the Cave of Origins, and this magician guy tells us about another Pokemon that can stop this craziness. A Pokemon that roams the sky, Rayquaza. Nice, so now we need more air to make tornadoes everywhere, because it's not crazy enough. We found Skypillar, talked with the magician once again, and awakened Rayquaza. He then goes to Sootopolis City and screams so loud that makes the other legendaries run away. Now everything is back to normal. We can go and challenge the last gym leader, Juan, that uses water-type Pokemon. In this case, I don't really remember his team. I think he had maybe 5 Pokemon. One of them was Ludicolo, a Kingdra, and a Milotic. The rest I don't remember. But we need to be prepared for anything. The battle was as predicted. Magneton, Bellossom, and Lantern speedrun the fight until Kingdra showed up. At this point, the best option was to change to Wobbuffet and use Magic Coat, win the battle. Simple, right? Well, this time I didn't account that double team would be a problem, because thanks to the rest and potions, Kingdra was able to maximize its evasion stat. And without realizing, Magic Coat missed a couple times, and Boba Fett got the red health. I didn't know it was possible for a counter move to fail, at least not in this generation. So at this point, things went from, we got this in the bag, no need to worry, to, oh wait, this could be my last battle. Now what can be done, you ask? Well, in order to win this battle, there must be
sacrifices.
not only that, but Kingdra's Ice Beam needs to run out so that it cannot one-shot the grass types. And so, Lantern, Boba Fett, and Pell give their lives for the cause. Thanks to it, we still had a chance to win. But that damned water pulse confused the Pokemon 3 times in a row. Now we need Brelem's Lich Seed to it. Because none of the other Pokemon left is faster than Kingdra, I assumed they weren't, and can die in 1 to 2 hits. Let's pray that the gods of RNG are on our side today. And they are. Yes! Alright! We did it! With that we switched to Magneton while Kingdra slept and eventually beat it, winning the last gym badge. It's done! We beat all the gym leaders and saved the Owen region, and probably the world too, from a forced natural catastrophe. But there's still one thing left, becoming the champ. And so we went on the last adventure to reach the Pokemon League. But first, we have to pass Victory Road. Never liked it very much. It's just a very long cave, lots of battles, rocks, boulders, and other obstacles. Maybe this is why it's necessary, to separate the champions from the wannabes. Still, if you got this far, you should be proud. So we enter the cave and prepare to... Oh, a surprise battle! Who is this green-haired kid? Wait, is this Wally? The guy that our dad is more interested than us? We saw him like 2 times? What is this? Are you trying to prove yourself so that you're accepted into the family? Do we not teach you to give up on your dreams? Guess you need a reminder. Let's fight then. To be honest, I don't remember well what Wally's team is, except for Gardevoir, a Roselia, and a Magneton, maybe. Well, we should be fine. And we were. Starting off with Altaria, both sides, we were faster and started with Dragon Dance. 3 turns later, our Altaria was ready to destroy Wally's team, until Gardevoir appeared. Then it was Sablei's turn. We won, and Wally lost, again. He took the loss so hard, he didn't even move from that spot in the cave ever again. This is what happens when you don't listen to your uncle, Wally. We'll call him to come and pick you up when we finally get past this damn cave. We lost Swallow because of too much greed. It is what it is. It's over now. The only thing left is to beat the Elite Four and the current champion. And after very careful but difficult consideration, the team that is going forward and represent us is Absol, Gyarados, Magneton, Bellossom, Cradili, and Altaria. Let's hope this is the best choice, because there's no going back when this challenge begins. Finally, we decide to enter and begin to battle Sydney, that only has Dark-type Pokemon. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a Machiena, Crawdaunt, Shiftry, Cacturne, and Absol. The plan is simple. Use Dragon Dance with Altaria that has a Persim Berry, so it doesn't get confused by the swagger of Sydney's Pokemon. The swagger I'm talking about is a move that boosts the enemy's Pokemon 2 stages and confuses them. When the battle started, Machiena didn't use swagger once. Instead, it started by a sand attack, followed by several double edges. Oh, so that's why it's not using swagger, because it knows it's useless. That doesn't sound fair. At some point we switch to Gyarados and we start beating them up. First this guy, then Absol, who used only Sword Dance, then Shiftry, they even give us a lucky swagger with a 1-turn confusion with no self-damage. Cacturne next, and finally Crawdaunt. Sydney is done. No Pokemon dead. Let's keep going. Next is Phoebe and her Ghost-type Pokemon. They should be 2 Dusclops, 2 Bayonets, and a Sableye. Our strategy is Absol, that's holding a Raspberry. Learning from the first fight, the AI will probably not use Will-O-Wisp, which means they'll use other attacks, so we'll make a backup plan. Just defeat the Pokemon as fast as we can, and we did just that. Dusclops just extended the red carpet for Absol to walk. Thank you and have a good day, sir. Good night, good night. Another dance followed by a good night and good night. No damage, perfection. Next battle. Now we face Glacia and her Ice-type Pokemon. They should be 2 Glalis, a Celio, and 2 Walreins. Let's go with the last strat. Defeat them as fast as we can. Spoiler alert, it didn't go well. I thought the first Pokemon would be Glalie and not Celio. Switching to Magneton, it got hit by a Body Slam and paralyzed it. An electric Pokemon paralyzed. Terrific. Now it uses Encore too. Very good for them, but very bad for us. At this point, we just try to go for a Thunder. It kills Celio, but next is a race. Wall Rain. Let's hope we can at least paralyze it. Oh, we're actually faster. Should have just used Thunder then. It would have definitely killed. But it's too late now. Magneton doesn't survive the Surf and dies. So we now have to use Gyarados. We try using Thunder. Thanks to the rain, it does not miss. But it's not enough to knock down Wall Rain. After the rain stopped, without realizing it, Gyarados missed the attack and Wall Rain hits a sheer cold. And Gyarados goes down. Unlucky. But we can't worry about that right now. The battle is not over yet. There's still a chance to win. We choose Absol. Since I'm not sure Shadow Ball can kill, we use Sword Dance to get the extra attack buff. Absol tanks the Surf and knocks down Wall Rain. Next is Glalie. We hit a Iron Tail and Glalie goes down. The other Celio is chosen, and after surviving a Shadow Ball, it uses AL. He goes down afterwards. Finally is the last Pokemon, the other Glalie. We missed the Iron Tail, she hits the Ice Beam. At this point I had to make another choice. Risk another Iron Tail or switch Pokemon. The Iron Tail option is too risky. Without Absol at this stage, it's literally impossible to win against Drake. So we switch to Cradile. The others would definitely die to an Ice Beam. He tanks it. At this point we try to go for an Ancient Power buff, but it fails. I'm sorry Cradile, you did well. Ultimately, it's up to Absol again. Since we're not sure Shadow Ball kills, we try Iron Tail again. It's a hit, we won, but at what cost? Is it even possible to win at this point? Drake has very powerful Dragon type Pokemon. Maybe by doing bad decisions like Dragon Dance every turn, that way it might be possible to win. Guess that's a plan? To beat this Shelgon, Altaria, Flygon, Kingdra and Salamence, if I didn't mistake them. Let's just go for it and see what happens. After a turn of Protect, Shelgon goes down with an Ice Beam. Then it's Altaria, going well so far. But next is Kingdra, a really pain in the ass. We try a Shadow Ball and it decreases its special defense. Kingdra goes for a Dragon Dance and after a Body Slam. No paralysis this time. We go for an Ice Beam and try to get a crit Frozen status. No luck. Then Absol tanks the Surf and takes down Kingdra. After that comes Flygon. Maybe he goes for a Dragon Dance? Big mistake. He goes for the kill. I was hasty here. Now Bellossom comes. Flygon uses Flamethrower. Bellossom survives and uses Sunny Day. Thanks to Chlorophyll, it doubles its speed. We go for a turn 1 Solar Beam. Flygon survives. It uses Flamethrower again. Somehow Bellossom survives. Bye bye Flygon. The last Pokemon is Salamence. Well, not much we can do now. Didn't expect to go for a Dragon Claw. And Altaria gets damage. We go for a last ditch Courage Song effort, but it's in vain. Altaria goes down. And Bellossom isn't fast enough, and it also goes down. And that's it. Drake defeated us. This run is officially over. Damn, I was so close. I did my best and almost reached the top. I may not be the best Pokemon trainer in the world, nor the probably best Nuzlocker in the world, but I'm very proud of this run. With this journey, I've grown a lot, not only as a Pokemon trainer, but also as a person. From all the struggles and easy wins, there's always something to learn. Next time will be different, I'm sure, as long as I pay attention and not make the same mistakes as before. And also, to have patience and focus. That's what it was missing in several key moments of this run. Now I wonder, what would have happened if I had reached the champion? No matter, it's not important now. Let's just hop on the bike and imagine that we beat the Pokemon League and became the champion with a level 100 Rayquaza named Thanos, without the H because there was not enough space to type it, while we return home. That's it. I appreciate you for watching my journey of Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke in Japanese. Hope with this, you also learned something new to apply or not on your own Nuzlocke journey. Take care now. Oh, would you look at that? We reach home. Hope Mom made my favorite dinner. I'm starving. Hey May, you want to have dinner at my